Annyeong, it's Mikey here, and today we're doing another Switch video. We have to thank Unikeys because they send me out a crazy amount of switches, and they keep doing so, which is amazing, and I have to be very thankful for that. And honestly, it's all thanks to you guys that I can do this and really enjoy this hobby. Now, today we're going to be going over the HMX Toast. I was really curious about this one. Honestly, from the name of it, I'm assuming that it's going to be like a thocky, creamy type of sound, and it has a very cute logo on it, which we will look at very close up, and of course go over the Switch a lot more. So please make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get straight into the video. Introducing the HMX Toast. Now, one of the things is it has a PA12 top. Just with that alone, I'm already assuming it's going to be more on the thocky side, especially considering the name HMX Toast. But we're going to have to hear a sound test, and let's get right into that. Now, this is the interesting thing about the Switch. It has this really cool and cute design on the light diffuser, which we'll check out later in the light test how it works. But I was curious, if you were to scratch this, would it scratch off or how it would be? Because overall, over time, these things might fade. And scratching it, it actually didn't, which I was very surprised about that. Now, just doing the standalone Switch, clicking, it does sound a little bit more on the deeper side, especially in person, more than what you're hearing through the mic. Now, going right into the travel test. So right now we want to measure to see how far is the travel, because it's supposed to be 3.6 millimeters. So we started at 17.9, went to 14.3, which equals up to 3.6. We try it again, 17.8, all the way down to 14.2. So we are looking at the 3.6 millimeter travel in total, which I think it's not bad. Most switches nowadays is around the shorter range, which is like 3.5 millimeters all the way to 4.0. And I personally think that longer travel is a little bit better, but 3.6 does not feel bad with these switches. And the thing about the switch is you don't really get too much of a mushy feel at the end. Now, going in to look at the top housing. So this is the PA12 top housing, which I think they did a great job with it. It's general, like the whole top housing feels pretty decent in terms of the quality and the build. In terms of the bottom housing, this is supposed to be a P4, so 25% fiberglass mix, and you can see that there is going to be some lubing on the leaf springs where your stem is going to be hitting it, and usually that is HMX style. Now going into the stem, sorry that you can't really see it perfectly because of the color of the switch, but this is supposed to be a stock lubed HMX toast, and it's actually very decently lubed, more than your usual HMX. So HMX switches, I found mostly that there's a very, very light lube just on the sides of the side of the stems. And this one, it actually is very heavily lubed actually. Compared to most HMX, it is more heavily lubed, which just means you don't need to hand lube it. And overall, it is going to be a slightly longer pole compared to a regular short pole. Now the spring itself is going to be a single stage, and it is 22 millimeters. So it does measure and match up with the actual measurements that they put on Unikeys website, which is very nice to see. Sometimes it doesn't match up, and I always was curious kind of the reason why behind it. This one, it does match up perfectly, which is great to see. And overall, this is going to be a Thocky switch that actually does feel quite good to type on. It has this nice feel and nice sound to it, which is very kind of like creamy and Thocky mix. Now in terms of the decibel test, so this is where you're going to be able to tell how loud these switches are going to be. Just keep in mind that my sound tests aren't perfectly done because I have to match the decibels for YouTube, and it's not going to be always perfect to human ears. This one is the decibel test, and we're looking at on average 62 decibels. It is quite quiet side, so like you're thinking about maybe 2 people around you that's having a conversation, but like in a room level. Now in terms of the actuation, it does feel like it's quite light of a switch, which it makes sense. It's a 45 gram switch with the possibility of 53 gram. And overall, the top end, you don't really get a ton of that force at the top. It does go down really nicely and smooth. Now, in terms of the stemmable test, at the top end, you do get a little bit of rattling. There's very, very little, not much at all. And then when you also press it down all the way, you are going to get a little bit of stem wobble. So those out there that are sensitive to stem wobble, this might not be for you because it does have some. It's not fully gone, but it's not too bad either. So you are getting like a bit of that stem wobble with these switches, but overall I did like how they felt. Now the backlighting, this is where we wanted to see a few things. First of all, does the switch affect the backlighting? Yes, it does. As you can see here, it comes off very, very yellow. So just keep in mind, these switches will affect the type of lighting you use and the color won't be accurate. 2, does the toast look actually cute? And does it show up with the backlighting? Yes, it does. So you can see the very cute toast, but if you have keycaps on it, you will not be able to see it at all. Now going into the spreadsheet. So if you want this, you can go join the Discord, link will be in the description for you guys. Now the HMX toast, it sits at 192 Hertz. That's just an anchor point. Please keep in mind that overall, these are just anchor points. All switches have multiple tones in them, and that means multiple pitch. Now comparing it with the Keybay Y3, these are going to be a little bit deeper. They're not as deep as the Y2 though, and the Keybay Blue Cheese V2, but very, very similar. It actually does line up very similar to the Blue Cheese V2 as well as the Brise on Rye, but it has a very different type of mid-tone to it. So you are going to enjoy this, and it's going to be a bit different than the other Thocky switches. Overall, I do hope this video helps you guys to see whether or not the HMX Toast is a switch you'd like to grab. I think it's a pretty nice Thocky switch. It's very cute, and honestly, I like the look of it. It's something that's definitely different, and it's not going to be for everyone though. I'll have the links in the description where you can go check it out for yourselves. You can use code Mikey at Unikeys, save 7%. Just keep in mind, it is an affiliate code, so I will receive a commission from it, and hopefully you guys can save a decent amount of money from it. Now, if you have any questions, you can come join the live stream where I can maybe do a test on different boards if I have it with me. And if you join the Discord channel, I can always try to do it as well on my free time. Please check out the other videos I got, and I'll have to catch you guys next time.